Well, hey there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. In today's video, welcome to 2023. Hope everybody had a wonderful, safe, and healthy, happy New Year's. And as we go into 2023, I'd like to introduce a new little segment here that we're going to do on the channel. And I'd like to call it Jimmy's Little Brown Bag. I know. Hey, we spare no expense here on the channel for props and all kinds of other things here. And what do we have in Jimmy's Little Brown Bag here today? Let's see. Oh, okay. We'll set that right there. What do we got? Well, we got the Geiger Trem Arm. And this I had to pick up because I hadn't seen these at all. I had only seen the gold versions of, this is a Duesenberg trem arm used for, SGs, LPs, anything really with a stop bar type of tailpiece. And let's get this open today and see what we got. So I decided I wanted to get one of these because I've got plenty of guitars that will certainly benefit, hopefully, from one of these. But again, the reason I wanted to get this one is because the first time I seen them release one in chrome. They've always been gold, and I've never been able to find one in chrome. And right around Christmas time, I was looking, and lo and behold, they had one. So I'll put up here on the screen what I actually purchased here in case anybody else is interested. And as of this morning, there was only 6 left according to Amazon. Again, these are not cheap, but they're about, they're less than half the price of a real Duesenberg. So again, if you have a budget guitar that you'd like to try one of these out on, that was the reason I purchased it. If I was going to, put it on a more expensive guitar, I'd probably go ahead and swing for the Duesenberg period. But from what I understand, these Geigers are pretty nice. They're built pretty well, and we're going to see what we got. That actually looks really, really nice. Here's the actual piece. So the whole idea of these, folks, if you're not aware, is that if you have a guitar, again, like a Les Paul SG, that type of thing, where you want to be able to put a whammy bar on it, and again, not a dive bombing type of situation, but a subtle type of whammy. These go on without having to re-drill holes and all that kind of good stuff. So you can put it on there, and if you don't like it, obviously you can take it off. And the only thing that you're really concerned with, I guess, at that point would be your time involved in doing that, swapping the bridge out and what have you. And of course, maybe a set of strings. But this looks pretty nice. It's not bird or anything like that. Again, these are not inexpensive, but they're not the price of a Duesenberg. And from what I understand, I've watched these, but again, like I said, I've only seen them in gold, and I'm not a big fan of gold hardware. I mean, if I had a guitar that had the gold hardware on it, perhaps I'd grab one of the golds. And here's a picture of one here. The pricing on the gold is slightly more. So here's the end pins and the hex wrenches you need to tighten stuff up. So that's what we got in Jimmy's Little Brown Bag today. The biggest thing I'm going to have to do, I think, is decide on what guitar I want to put these on. Now, when I first bought it, I really didn't think about it. I mean, I have plenty of guitars that it should work on. There's a couple of SGs over there I was thinking about. I have the Grote SG. I have the Firefly SG. I think it would look nice either on either one of those, to be honest with you. But I have the two. Again, I have a bunch of LPs. I have both of the black and the gold top Monoprice Deluxe Plus 66s that they could go on. I have 3 Firefly LPs that it could go on any one of those as well. And then I started thinking about, well, what about my 338s, my 335 style guitars? Now I have quite a few of those. Up on the wall there is the red racing stripe one. I have my cherry. I have the new spalted. Again, if you haven't seen the review on that, check it out. I just did that about a month ago, not even a month ago. The brand new spalted version from the good folks at Firebird Music. I also have my gold top 338. But I'm not sure. I think I want to try it on a 338. Now, the 338s have a block going down the center, so I don't see any issue with holding that straight and being able to hold the whammy bar. Again, remember, they're not a dive bombing type of whammy bar like you'd find on a Strat or something like that. They're more subtle. You don't have as much throw with them. From what I understand, you're looking at around 60% of trem versus what you would find on your standard Stratocaster type of whammy. I'm thinking perhaps of doing the little mod here on this one. I think it would look pretty nice on here. What do you think? I think with having as many of the 335 styles like this that I have, I also have the Monoprice Boardwalk. I've got a couple of the Groats as well. I don't know. Say that's the biggest decision, is trying to figure out which one I want to put this on. And again, if I don't like it, I could always take it off. However, I think I would like to go with one of these just to change it up a bit. Because again, I have quite a few of these particular models. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It looks like it's going to line up without any issues. Looks just about perfect, actually. And I think it would look good on this particular guitar. And this one has not been set up yet. So as far as, wasting a set of strings and that kind of thing, it wouldn't bother me on this, because I'm going to take the strings off anyway. These are still the factory strings. It gives me a chance to clean up the fretboard, polish the frets down a little bit, go ahead and do my graphiting of the nut up here. What I can do is this still has the original bridge. I would prefer to have a roller on here, especially if I'm going to use this type of whammy bar on it. So what I'm thinking is I will go ahead and swap out this original bridge and put my, I have rollers on a few of these. I have a roller on the Cherry and I have a roller on my Gold Top. The Gold Top pretty much stays in the case. I haven't really even taken it out. Again, the thought was, it's the Gold Top, I'll just leave it in the case, for future prosperity or something. But I'll go ahead and remove the roller that's on that and put it on this, and I can use the standard bridge on this to put back on the Gold Top, because that's going to go back in the case anyway. So I think that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and put this Geiger. It looks pretty well made. We'll put this Geiger trem arm on. Let's see, it sort of sets up like so. And you tighten that down. I think something like that would look good. You don't need a lot of throw. Yeah. So that's the plan for today, folks. I'm going to take all these cameras, lights, and everything and bring them out to the bench, commonly referred to as my pool table out in the game room out there. It's still a little too cold to work out in the garage. I don't need a ton of stuff to work on this, just, standard setup stuff. And we'll get to it. So let's get everything out there and put this new Duesenberg clone, I guess you could call it, or the Geiger trem system on the new Firefly, spalted. Let's get to it. Okay, folks, so here we are. I've got things moved out here to the game room. Some tools of the trade. Both guitars that I'm going to be using here today, I'm going to take the roller bridge off the gold top 338 that's in that case over there. Oh, and by the way, Firefly just came out with another set of these cases. I think they're sold out again already, but they had them for about a week. The 338 cases that everybody's been waiting on. And they sold out pretty quickly again, so if you've got a chance to grab one, great. They're a great case. So I've got both guitars out here, and what I'm going to do first is go ahead and prep the spalted 338 for the conversion, and then I'm going to remove the bridge off the gold top and replace it with the bridge from the spalted, and then go ahead and get to work on the Geiger trim arm there. And I think I got everything I need out here, so let's go ahead and get to it. What I will do is I'm going to film this from this angle over here with the iPad, and then I'll pop in from time to time as I need to if there's anything that is going on that might require some commentary. But otherwise, we'll speed it up so we're not boring you with all the string changes and what have you. And I'm going to be using, of course, my standard D'Addario 9s. Those are the 9 to 42. This is standard string that I use on most of my guitars. And we've got the things to set it up over here. I got my F1 oil to go ahead and get my fretboard done while I'm getting it done. And I'm going to go ahead and do my graphiting of the nut there. And again, on the graphiting, all I do is I use a lead pencil and I just do my slots. But we are going to put a roller on here, and of course this tail piece is going to be coming off, and we're going to be putting the Geiger Duesenberg clone whammy arm on there. All right, okay folks, so we'll get to it. Okay, so I got the old strings off, the tailpiece removed, and then I'm going to replace this bridge with the bridge from the roller bridge from the other guitar there, the gold top. And we'll see how that's going to work. I think that's going to work out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get this neck prepped. Do my graphiting, and then I'm going to change guitars around. I'll bring the gold top in, and we'll get that bridge off and replace with this one. I use the new Music Nomads F1 oil. This is good stuff, folks. Now this guitar has been set up, but it's been in the case for quite a while. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attempt to remove this bridge. I think I can do it without removing the strings. So because these strings are brand new, I hate to waste them. But if I can't, it'll cost me another set of strings. But I think I can do that without too much issue. Okay, so here's the roller bridge. This is a Music Lily roller bridge that I'm going to use on the spalted when I put the Geiger trim arm on there. And here's the bridge, stock bridge from the spalted that I'm going to replace this with. Now this, I will reset the intonation and do all that stuff with this different bridge on here. It should be pretty good as it is, but I'm not going to do that right now for the sake of the video. I'm just going to go ahead and put this back in the case, and we will set it up and do that at a later date. This is the gold top though. Beautiful guitar. I'm going to go ahead and take the plastic off this guitar now because it's never been done before. Like I said, I never set this up, so. Okay, so now I'm going to just try these. I would prefer to leave the original pegs in here. I think they're going to be the same size. They look to be identical, so if I can, I'm just going to reuse the original stop piece pegs and save these for this other stop piece. That's going to be the plan. Because these are nice and tight. I don't want to loosen them up if I don't have to. And let me look at this. See if that's going to sit down okay. I might use the screws. Yeah, so the screws fit fine. These have the washer on them built in. So I'm not sure. Let me take a look at this trim. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and reuse these. That gives me another washer. It's probably an M8 washer. Yeah, I think that's going to work just fine. Again, these are pretty much hand tight. Okay, so here, folks, I just wanted to get an up-close shot of here so you can see what we did. I reused the original pegs from the guitar. They had the washer on them, and I think I preferred the washer staying on there. And there's the roller bridge. That's the Music Lily roller bridge we took from the Gold Top 338, and I replaced that bridge with the original TOM that was on this. Took the plastic off the pickups and off the pick guard. We oiled and cleaned the fretboard using my preferred F1. Looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and graphite that nut real quick. And we should be ready to put some strings on this and test it out. Okay, so as you can see, we've got everything set to go. This can always be adjusted later. I've got it to kind of where I think it should be. I might turn it around a little bit and lay it down closer. But as it stands right now, I think it's going to be fine. Go ahead and move that out of the way, or move it this way if you want. I'm going to move it like so, so we have good clean access to the strings here. And we'll get this ready to go. I'm going to be using D'Addario 9-42s, my normal nickel wound string. For those of you that have never used D'Addario strings, they're color ball ended, as you can see on the package here, so they tell you which string is which. Of course, this being gold starting on the low E string and going up to silver on the high E string, so you don't get confused. So we're going to go gold here first. Okay, folks, so we are done out here currently. We have got it restrung. We have got it cleaned up. We have got the new Geiger mount. What I'm going to do is go into, take this all down and go into the studio, and then stretch the strings a little bit further and get it tuned up, and we'll see what we got. Right now it's working like it should, but again we'll have to check intonation and all that kind of good stuff. But it looks good. I think it looks great on this guitar. Nice. So let me get Going to get a quick shot of this. Okay, so let's go into the studio. We'll get this all packed up and put everything back into the studio and see what we got. Okay, folks. Well, here we are back in the studio, and we have got the spalted 338 here. And I think this looks great. You know, I think this came out very, very good. Again, we were going to test it. Obviously, I'll probably have to make a few adjustments, you know, as far as intonation and things like that go, because this was set up, this bridge was set up for the other 338, but it might be close. I have let the strings stretch a little bit here. Again, normally you'd do that more, but I stretched them out as much as I could in the last few minutes or so after I moved everything back here into the studio. And I got it on the tuner here. Nice. All right, as far as setup goes, everything looks really, really good on this. I'm not going to have to do much tweaking at all. Again, I went to a pair of 9s on this. There was originally, the original strings were 10s. I'm at 1.25. And just a little high on the E at 1.50 on the high E. Again, I didn't do any adjustment on the bridge yet, so I can always dial that in a little bit later. It does set a little higher on this high E side. I've seen, maybe that's the way. Again, I didn't touch the posts. Everything was set the way it was. So, all right, let's give this amp a try and see if we got anything good to say here. I do like the way it looks. It functions very, very nice, even more so than I thought it was going to. It's just a quick tap. In the bridge pickup now. Wow. Sounds good. And seems to be holding tune quite well. It's coming right back up for me here. The intonation feels pretty good. It sounds pretty good. It might be slightly off, but might have to do a little bit of tweaking, but not much. Everything fit perfectly. I think it looks fab on this guitar. And now that I've got the nines on here and the neck cleaned up and everything, it feels great. Nice. Very, very cool. So there's the project for today, folks. The new Firefly 338 Spalted. And what a gorgeous guitar this is. Again, if you have not checked out the review, please check it out. Very, very cool. So now we've got the Geiger on here, the Duesenberg clone, to give it, again, you know, because I have a lot of 338s, this gives it a little bit of variety, a little bit of trem, a little whammy to one of these Gibson style guitars. You know, without having to go to a Bixby or something like that and drilling a bunch of holes. If I want to move it, I can move it to something else. But I think I'm going to leave it right on here for now because it sounds good. And it's working great. And I think it looks very, very good. Nice. Okay, so that's it for today, folks. Thank you so very, very much for stopping in. I do appreciate it, of course. Happy New Year to everybody. For all the subscribers that came over in 2022, thank you so very, very much. For those folks that are still on the fence here in 2023, that's right. Come on over to the good side. We would love to have you on board, folks. Till next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.